my name is Evelyn, and this is the draft of my persuasive speech. On July 1st, 2013, interest rates on federal subsidized Stanford loans is set to increase from 3.4% to 6.8%. And as students, we should do our best not to let that happen. The Stanford loan program primarily serves low to moderate income families. More than two-thirds of all subsidized student loan borrowers come from families with an annual income of less than $50,000. Prior to 2006, interest rates on education loans changed on July 1st of every year based on the Treasury bill auction rate at the end of May and then rounded to the nearest quarter. In 2006, President Bush signed legislation that changed these loans from variable interest rates to fixed rates. If the variable rate was still in effect today, the rate would be 0.25%. Borrowers also had a one-time chance to lock in the repayment rate for the life of the loan. In 2007, the College Affordability Plan reduced the interest rate from 6.4% to 3.4%, which was scheduled to revert back to 6.8% in 2012. President Obama and Congress were able to successfully extend the 3.4 interest rate until July 1st of this year. Students have already had much of their aid restricted. In 2011, to expand the Pell Grant program that assists low-income borrowers, Congress eliminated the in-school interest subsidy for all graduate students and eliminated most of the student loan repayment plan incentives. These cuts resulted in a $4.6 billion savings over what was needed to fund the Pell Grant program. Instead of reapplying these funds towards education, it was applied towards deficit reduction. Increasing the interest rate will only increase the profit the government makes off student borrowers. Student debt is currently $1.1 trillion, which is more than all other consumer debt aside from mortgages. The Education Department is set to make a $33.5 billion profit off all loans made in 2013, which breaks down to them profiting 36 cents off every dollar lent to students. Over the last 5 fiscal years, the government has made a profit of $101.8 billion off student loans. Almost everyone agrees that something needs to be done to reform the student loan program, and so far some members of Congress have come up with a few ideas on how they can do that. One idea is the market-based fixed interest rate. With current interest rates at historic lows, students would be able to save for now, but what would happen if interest rates rise to over 10% as they did in the 80s? Market rates are unpredictable and no one expects them to stay at the historically low rates they are now. The president's proposal would peg some Stanford loans to the 10-year Treasury rate plus 0.93 percentage points. This proposal also keeps rates low for the short term, but leaves low-income borrowers subject to the hikes of the 80s. Another bill that has been introduced would base the fixed rate on subsidized Stanford loans to the 10-year Treasury rate plus 3.0 percentage points, and would cut in-school interest subsidies on loans targeted at lower-income students. This system would lower interest rates for the first couple of years, but overall it would increase costs overall. Another resolution that has been introduced would extend the 3.4 interest rate on subsidized loans until 2015. The problem with this proposal is that if only a short-term fix The problem with this proposal is that it is only a short-term fix and would leave students with little certainty about what to expect after 2015. As all of our student debt increases, we hope there is a resolution coming soon. A few ways that we can get involved in the fight to keep education affordable is to tell Congress not to let the rate on student loans double by signing a petition at younginvincibles.org. You can tweet at hashtag don't double my rate or hashtag dreams not debt. And you can also join Young Invincibles in the fight online on June 13th for a social media day of action. Our generation cannot afford to let this happen. Thank you.